Tilosophie is a podcast where we explore the philosophies of extraordinary living, being, and doing. And by extraordinary, I mean very ordinary. Here we look at different ways of embracing simplicity and the ordinary through various lenses. Welcome to the place where being basic is basically the dream. Hi, this is Tinashe. Since it's Valentine's Day week, I thought, why not explore love? Today, we will be talking about what simple love could look like. Simple love can mean different things to different people, but it essentially refers to a kind of love that is straightforward, uncomplicated, and unpretentious. It's a love that's not based on material possessions or social status or any external appearances, but rather on pure, genuine feelings that two people may have for each other. In essence, simple love is a kind of love that's easy, it's natural and fulfilling, and it brings joy and happiness into the lives of those who are experiencing it. It's not based on grand gestures or extravagant displays of affection, but rather about the small moments of everyday life that are shared between two people who care deeply for each other. Today, I'll be joined by a special guest, my husband. Enjoy the episode. Today, I'm joined by my husband, Morgan.
Hello.
We will be doing an episode today about simple love or just love in general. Valentine's Day was just the other day, it just felt fitting that you joined in on this conversation.
I'm here for you.
I guess in thinking about love, my podcast is really trying to look at, how do we return to the basic way of doing things and knowing things and experiencing things? Mm-hmm. And when I think about love, I'm thinking, what does simple love or pure love mean to you?
What does simple love or pure love mean to me? I think it's a love that while you do have to work at it, you also don't have to work at it. Like it comes naturally. It's not forced. Like you have to work to build it, to maintain it, but it's not forced. I mean, you could use the term labor of love kind of thing. Like, I like doing things that make you happy and just being with you and not having to perform and you're my person. So when I'm with you, I'm happy.
I guess maybe differentiating the love you might feel for me, which is like a romantic kind of love, versus like, not necessarily versus, but like a love that you have for Bo, our son, or the love that you might, feel or have experienced from your parents or your mom or your dad, that kind of thing. Yeah, what does that feel like?
There's a lot of overlap for sure, because like romantic love isn't the only kind of love I feel for you. There is the like bond, like the family thing. Just like I want to, like Bo obviously needs me more than you need me, but the providing is that, I don't know what the right word is, but the being there when he needs something, it feels good, right? Like when he's upset with something and I can pick him up and give him a hug and he feels better. A lot of times he wants you and it doesn't matter what I do. Seeing him smile, just like seeing you smile is nice. Seeing him smile is just the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
What about in terms of like the love that you would have experienced? So in terms of like from your mom, your dad, do you sort of remember that feeling of just having that non-romantic love coming in, and what does that look like or feel like for you?
Yeah, I mean it's quite a ways back, but definitely the I guess going back to the same thing of me being in distress and mom or dad picking me up and giving me a hug and stuff, like just I don't want to say it felt like it all went away, like whatever was worrying me, but it would be okay. I guess it's not that it disappears. It's just that it's not earth shattering the way thing. It's a comfort. What's the word? Yeah, like who doesn't love hugs from their mom, right?
Cozy.
Yeah.
Cozy hugs.
Yeah.
I guess for a married couple or people in relationships, in your opinion? Like, what are some of the ways to keep love going and simple? Like, not complicated, or like, how do you foster love without complicating it?
Wow. Being there, like presence is a great place to start, or maybe not the only place, but a great place to start. For example, like right here, right now, you wanted to have this conversation for your podcast, and I'm not prepared for it. I'm not, I don't know the questions ahead of time, but I'm like, honey, I can help you.
Yeah.
Let me do whatever I can to help you. And sometimes that's enough, and sometimes that's not. But meeting at the starting line, like, okay, there's something I'm here. One that I've picked up from you, and despite you being the millennial and me not, is putting down your phone when we're hanging out and listening and talking and engaging and not just scrolling is it's something that I picked up from you and really appreciate. Like, I think the little I love yous and kisses and touches and stuff, it costs nothing. It doesn't, like, in terms of money or energy, but it feels nice. Every little interaction builds and strengthens the bond.
Maybe a great segue question to that is, have you heard of the whole love languages thing?
I have heard of that. I remember when I did hear this when we started dating. I remember thinking about it then, and even talking to your mom about it then, and I've since forgotten.
That's awesome. That's the best. Oh, I love you so much. Okay, well, there are 5 love languages, and it's based on a book by, I think it's Gary Chapman. Just need to find the name to make sure.
One is presence, like gifts.
Yeah.
One is physical affection. One is compliments or something like
affirmation,
that.
Affirmation. Words of affirmation. Quality time is the other one. So this is words of affirmation. Yeah, just saying words that make someone feel good, I guess. How you appreciate and admire them. Acts of service is, lending a helping hand, i.e. doing this podcast with me, or that sort of thing. And then gifts is obvious.
Yep.
It's not necessarily a materialistic thing. It's just thoughtful of giving someone that. And then quality time, the kind of similar to what you said about the scrolling thing, undivided attention. And then the last one is physical touch, which is the PDA type of stuff, or just touch. I might have asked you this when we just met, and I think I remember what it is, but what would you say your love language might be based on those categories?
I would say words of affirmation, I think. I love you, and I do really love all the things you do for us, for our house, for Bo, for everything. You do so much, and that's awesome. The gifts, I think, would be the last one. Yeah, and then for you, I think the gifts are higher, not in a material way, but like when you said, like, when you go to Toronto, bring something back. It's nice. Everybody likes this. You know what I mean? Like, because you would always do that. You go to Toronto and you bring home like the
bakery, Danish pastries.
Yeah,
or
something like that.
Yeah.
And then I go to Toronto and I have
bring a hug.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I missed you. I think like quality time for sure. That's like I said, you pointed that out to me, that, dude, put down your phone and I'm the millennial here, and you're the one who's just getting on, you're just being on your phone all the time. Which one would I say is not you? Maybe service. None of them I would say are just like, balance. No, that's not her, Right. Yeah, I wouldn't say any one of them, like, oh, that's her for sure. Probably not equal, but they're all present. What would you say for you?
Oh, for me, I like the quality time, and I like the gifts, but not necessarily in the thoughtfulness.
I'm thinking of you.
Yeah, I'm thinking of you part is sweet. And I know that, like, the words of affirmation I maybe take that for granted because it's very present, let's say, in our relationship. So I don't
miss it.
Right. So maybe if it was different, then I would be like, oh my God, I don't hear I love you. Right. I don't hear you're beautiful. I don't hear any of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But you are a cheerleader. You gas me up a lot. Yeah. So I think in my mind, mine are like more quality time and gift. And so I was gonna try and remember yours from back in the day. I'm almost certain it was at the time. What you answered was physical touch. That was
like
up there.
right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
we're
exactly.
we're touching. We're not.
Right.
We're recording a podcast.
Yeah.
and feet are touching and arms are touching.
Yeah. I think I remember that one, and then I remember the words of affirmation. I think you talked about that, and I feel like that's consistent with today, like present Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
I think so too. You know me.
I do know you.
You do know me.
Yeah, it's interesting being married versus like when you think about love when you're dating, or like love with, I don't know, just friends and that sort of thing. And just, it's the same, but it's different. Like, I mean, all the qualities feel like they're all essential. You know, you could think about the love languages for your friends. I'm sure it's the same, right? Like, you're like, okay, hug, what kind of...
Right.
Does he want hugs?
Yeah.
You know, he probably
You need
does.
a hug.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, so it's interesting that love, no matter what type of relationship it is, it has the same type of characteristics or needs.
Yeah.
Depending on the person.
So what about you? How is love for me different for love from Bo versus love for your mom and brother?
Yeah.
What about for you? How do you compare and contrast?
I think it's interesting that before you, my entire universe was wrapped up in my mom and my brothers. You know what I mean? Like, so when I thought about love, and when I would think about what does love feel like, it was just wrapped up in my mom and my brothers. And of course, my mom would do anything for me. You know what I mean? Like, and I think most moms would. And now that I'm a mom, I totally get it. Totally get it. I mean, I had a sense because I've definitely felt such an unconditional love for my mom. And I know that no matter what I ever do, she'll go in like hard for me. You know what I mean? Without any doubt, without any throwing me under the bus for any reason. Yeah. And I know that.
Right.
I think now that I have a child, like, I feel like there's nothing that Bo can do that I would be like, nah, bruh, like, I'm not. I don't love you anymore.
Because we talked about this, that like I'm not the same unconditional. Right. You know, if Bo did something, got in trouble, I would like, what did you do? Right. Why are you in trouble? Blah 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 blah. Not like, all right, who needs to be put in line, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm not saying that if Bo does something dumb, I would just say, oh, you're the best little boy. No, it's not that. But I think it's the feeling of, even when he does do something wrong, which all of us do, I think that there's nothing that will change the amount of love I will have for him or show him. Right. I think you can still show your disappointment and show your whatever, but like, I still want him to know that no matter what he does, 100% I'm right beside him. Right, you know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, so the I feel like the love that I have for Bo is so crazy, unreal. Like, it's just amazing just to know that. Especially
because you weren't
I wasn't planning on having kids. I had no,
this isn't like fulfilling a lifelong goal. Yeah. This is like, wow, I'm on this path all of a sudden.
I understand how my mom loves me now, how much my mom loves me. It doesn't make sense, but I totally understand it. Right. And then the amazing part is, certainly at this age, I mean, it's a year and a half now, and the feeling of just the love he has to give, oh my God, like, even thinking about it, I actually tear, because it's like, he just loves me so much, like, and it's the most, it just doesn't make sense, you know what I mean?
I've told you many times, being in the same room as the two of you and seeing how you guys interact with each other, it's magical. It's like, it's so much love going both ways. Like, it's not one side. It's not one person giving, the other person taking. It's like, two halves of the same whole. And that'll, as he grows up, that'll
at some point he'll be like, no, mom, leave me alone.
I'm a big boy now. But right now
it's so beautiful. And it just the feeling of like, wow, this little person just loves me so much, you know? So I'm totally milking that as much as I can, and understanding that it's not infinite, and at some point I'll be like, It's over.
I think it's infinite. I just think it will change.
Oh, it will evolve.
It will
the
evolve.
Expression of it.
It will evolve, but it won't diminish or
Yeah.
something. I mean, maybe adding more things.
Right.
You know, you won't be the center of his world the way you are now. But,
Yeah.
But he's not going to love you any less. It's just he's going to love other things more. Maybe.
Yeah, of course, and that's fair. He's a little bird; he can fly.
Yeah.
But in thinking about the love, even with our relationship, I wasn't someone who necessarily was like, oh yeah, when I grow up, I'm gonna get married.
Right.
And most of my friends would know that, like, it was the biggest shock for everyone that Tina got married.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's just amazing to have met you. Certainly when I met you, when I wasn't necessarily planning on meeting anyone, let alone get married to them.
Right.
And just how, like, it felt so easy, like, just from the get-go. And it still does. Like, it feels like, yeah, we just hang out. Like, we're like friends. I get to be with my friend who, it doesn't feel performative. And earlier on, we're having a conversation about performing and that sort of thing. And I've never felt that before. Like, I've never felt like I'm not performing in relationships. And so I feel lucky that I got to meet you when I did, and that we're here right now, and it's still surreal.
Yeah.
But yeah, ultimately today I just wanted to talk about love, and it feels like we did. I don't know, do you have anything else before we wrap up this conversation?
Just that I'm so lucky to have found you, and so lucky that, and I've said this many times, that, like, I can't believe that you were available. You know, like, you think that all the good ones are taken, kind of thing, and meeting you was just like, man, I got so lucky, because I love you so much, and you're such an amazing person, not just to me, but to everybody. And now we're just gassing you up.
Yeah.
But it's all true. But it's all true. It's all
Yeah.
true. Yeah. So thank you for asking me to participate in your podcast. It's an honor. It was an honor just being considered.
Aw. Well, you know what? Thank you for joining me on my episode. And, you know, maybe a year from now, we'll listen back to this episode and redo this same conversation. And that's a wrap for today's episode on love. Whether it's the simple love that we experience in our everyday lives, or the complex and sometimes challenging love that we encounter along the way, one thing seems true. Love is a powerful force that shapes us in such profound ways. It's unexpected, it's simple, it's beautiful. As we come to the end of the episode, I invite you to reflect on your own experiences of love and to consider the role that love plays in your own life. Whether you're in the midst of a great romance or simply enjoying the simple pleasures of a life well lived, I hope that this episode has inspired you to appreciate the power and beauty of love in all its forms. So thank you for tuning in, and until next time, remember to always spread love and kindness wherever you go.